This section is related to the last one, but a little bit of a different twist on it, because this time you're solving a formula for one of the other variables, for example. So let's say you have ax plus by equals c, okay? So in this case, if I want to try to solve this equation for one of the variables, like say y, in this case, I gotta get all the other stuff to the other side. And so I'm gonna have all these different values, or excuse me, all these different variables, but just kind of rearranged. So let's start with the original equation. So if I want to solve for y, first you want to take away ax. So then that eliminates, gives you by equals, it doesn't matter how you write it, I guess, c minus ax, or you could have done negative ax plus c. And then divide both sides by b. So you get y equals c minus ax all over b. So you still have all those same variables from the original equation, but now it is rearranged in new form. Let's do another one here. This one's kind of interesting. This is from the area of a trapezoid. So that formula was 1/2 h times b plus capital B. So in this case, just as a little bit of a side note, you might remember a trapezoid is something like this, where you have two bases. So you kind of have a top base and a bottom base. That's why you have a lowercase b and an uppercase b, and then the height h there. So those would be the parts of a trapezoid. So in this case, notice the capitalization of the letter B makes a difference, because you're talking about two different parts of the trapezoid. So let's solve this equation for, let's say, capital B. All right. Well, there's a few ways you could get to this. I kind of think, well, I've got the b plus b in parentheses, and then I got that other stuff outside the parentheses. So let's get rid of that first. So we got 1/2 h times, in parentheses, little b plus big B. So if I want to get rid of the 1/2 times, you might remember multiply by the reciprocal. So if I multiply, it's kind of like clearing out the fraction. Just multiply both sides by 2. So that gives you 2 capital A equals h times little b plus big B. Now I kind of want to keep getting towards my goal. So if I divide both sides by h, that isolates the stuff in the parentheses. So you have 2 capital A over h equals little b plus big B. And now we're right there. Just got to take away b from both sides. All right. And this one's kind of a funny looking formula, because you've got 2 capital A over h, but then just take away b. There's nothing that I can do to combine those. It's just two separate terms, one kind of messy term and one just kind of a simpler term, equals capital B. So in this case, this would be where I have an area given to you. You know the height, you know what the top needs to be, and essentially you're saying how big does the bottom base need to be in order to fit all the other criteria given.